Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. First off, I want to thank you so much for subscribing to my Patreon. You know the tea is gonna be good here, unfiltered. Chat me up in the comments. I will be going live on here probably towards like the middle of next month, so we can really just chat and talk, and feel free to message me on here as well. Before I get started, I'm just gonna give you guys the backstory, and then we're gonna go into my experience, and then we will debrief the story time. Okay, so when I transferred from Denver to Dallas, this was like the first week I was in Dallas. I worked with a flight attendant, and she ended up being really cool. We vibed well, and she shared with me a list of pilots and flight attendants on her do not bid list that she does not want to work with ever again. She also informed me that in Dallas, beware of other flight attendants who may snitch on you and who are very by the book and rude, or they are just galley hoarders, all that good stuff. So she was giving me all the tea. So Susan told me about someone on her do not bid list. For the purpose of this video, we're gonna call this person Dakota. So Dakota is on her do not bid list. She's number one on Susan's do not bid list. She said that her and Dakota, they got into an argument and it was just a horrible trip. She never wants to work with Dakota again. I wrote down all of the names that Susan gave me so that in the future, if I ever have to work with them, then I already know a heads up that this person may be difficult to work with. So go in with an open mind and just be as easygoing as possible. 2 to 3 months later, I work with another flight attendant. She tells me a list of the people on her do not bid list, and she mentions Dakota. So at this point now, Dakota has been mentioned twice, and I put a star next to the names of people who have been mentioned more than once. Then I had 2 more people say that Dakota is on their do not bid list. So this is a total of 4 people who have said, we never want to work with Dakota again. This is a problem person. 2 people said they got into an argument with them. 1 person said it just wasn't a good experience. And the last person said that Dakota was very by the book and went and reported the other flight attendant for something that they did. So I was just like, oh my God, I never want to work with Dakota because I keep hearing all of these horror stories. Fast forward, I have a 4-day bucket. I didn't work the first day. The second day I had a stand-up. A stand-up is where you take a trip very late at night. So I believe it was a 10 o'clock showtime, and then we went to Louisiana, somewhere in Louisiana. Then we come back really early, about 7 a.m. back to Dallas. Now, typically when I work a stand-up, I'm free for the whole day, but because I had more days of on call, then they put me back on reserve because I could possibly be used. Now, this has happened before, but it's only happened maybe 2 other times where they did put me back on reserve, knowing that I don't have another day of being on reserve. I'm off the next day. But they never call me, right? So once I got off of work from my stand-up, it's like 7:30 in the morning. I know I'm supposed to be on call at 5 p.m. to 9, but I was thinking, you know what? They never call me after I have a stand-up and they put me on reserve. So I'm just like, basically this is a free day. So I go about my day. I ended up working out. I took a pre-workout. So I basically did not take a nap. I just came home, took a pre-workout, went to the gym, came back, and I wasn't tired. So I just ran errands, cleaned the house, did all that good stuff. Around 12, I get a call from crew support, and they say, hey, we put a trip on your schedule to work tonight. I think the report time was 8:30. We were going to Indiana and then come back from Indiana to Dallas the very next day, and then I'll be done. So I was just like, okay, that's fine. Mind you, I'm going about my day. Now I know that I have to report to work at 8:30 p.m. I look on my trip sheet and I see that I'm working with Dakota. Now, the same day that I let you guys know on the poll that I was working with a flight attendant who was popular on the do not bid list was in real life, I was working with that person the same day. So keep that in mind. Honestly, I was trying to go in there with an open mind, like, okay, just be calm. You only have 2 legs with this person. What could really happen? Just be easygoing, stay to yourself, mind your business. Don't say too much because you already know that this person is reactive. Because what I've heard was arguments that this person gets into with other flight attendants. Fast forward, it's 8 o'clock and I'm at work. I'm drained from the day that I've had. I'm like tired, low-key annoyed, like I can't believe I have to work again when I already had to work this morning. And I'm just like, on top of all that, now I'm working with someone who is popular on the do not bid list. Like, I don't have time for the drama. I just want to take this trip and then call it a day. Honestly, I didn't even want to work, but I was just like, you know what? You have to do it. Just get through it, pull through. As I'm walking to the gate, I see Dakota. Mind you, on our trip sheet, you can see our name. You can click on our name. You can see the picture of what we look like. So we have a heads up of who we're gonna be working with and what they look like. So when I'm walking up to the gate and I see Dakota at the gate, and I'm just kind of like, here we go. Honestly, I don't know why they were sitting at the gate, but they were sitting at the gate. So I walk up and I was like, hey, like, how are you? Da 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 da. She's like, hi, I'm Dakota, nice to meet you. I've already done my pre-flight. I also did your pre-flight, so you don't have to worry about that. And we got the back row clear, so we're good on that. And also, I got you a gift. So I'm sitting here like, not only did Dakota introduce herself with a warm welcome, she did my pre-flight, which is essentially doing my job for free. And she got me a gift. Am I being punked? So I was just like, oh my God, like, thank you so much. And in my head, I'm just like, okay, she's being super nice. I don't know if this is the calm before the storm. Like, what's tea? Because what all those other flight attendants told me, she's not giving what they said. So we head down to the aircraft and she gives me a gift, which is like some hand sanitizer, like some scented kind from Bath and Body Works. And I was like, oh my God, like, thank you, I appreciate that. Of course, I go put my stuff up and I do my pre-flight anyway, even though she said she did it. Yes, that is nice of her, but when it comes to doing your job, you still need to do your job, because let's say that she missed something. If we need to use that item, but it's expired, then it will fall on me because I did not do my job. I didn't check to make sure the product was expired and I would get written up. So I still did my part and did my pre-flight. After I did my pre-flight, came back up and I was talking to Dakota and she was letting me know, like, hey, just a heads up, I love to hear myself talk, so I'll be doing like a few extra announcements, like, don't mind me. And I was like, okay, fine. She asked me how did I want my cart set up, because she was the forward and I was the aft. And I told her, you know, blue cart on top, all that regular stuff. She asked me, did I want coffee? May like now or later, like just all the typical normal stuff. Honestly, I was kind of like, where is the issue about to come up? Because I've already had a long day. People already told me about you, like, and you're being super, super nice. Like, are you about to flip the script in the middle of the flight? What is about to happen? So I'm just kind of like, you know what, girl, like, you know, just set my cart up however you want. Like, I'm not picky, because I'm really not picky about setting up my cart. Fast forward, we're in flight and everything is smooth, guys. Like, there was no issue between Dakota and I, like absolutely no issue. We take our flight coming back and that was only about 35 people total. So it was gonna be a very light flight, easy day. So I'm like, honestly, there's nothing Dakota can do. people to annoy me because we don't even have a full flight. So the day is already starting off well. It's one and done. So I'm just counting all the pluses, looking at the glass half full, because I'm like, there's no way there can be drama on the way going back. We get on the plane. Dakota is like boarding up the passengers. I'm in the back minding my business, and then Dakota comes all the way up to me, and I'm just like in my head like, why is she coming all the way back here? Is this where the drama is about to start? Like, please Lord, don't get on my nerves. Like, why you come back here? You could just ring me, pick up the phone, just ring me. You don't have to walk all the way back here. So Dakota walks all the way to the back of the aircraft, and she's like, hey, I just wanted to give you a gift from passenger 3A. She gave all of us Starbucks gift cards. And I was like, oh, thank you. So she gives me the Starbucks gift card, and okay, side note, whenever we do get gifts, typically the forward flight attendant will receive them, and it's pretty much up to the forward flight attendant to be nice enough or not forget to give us our part of the gift. Like, typically the passenger will give like 2 Starbucks gift cards, but you never know if the forward flight attendant is just keeping them both for herself, so him or her for themselves. So I was like, oh my God, you came all the way back here to deliver my gift. Like, thank you. So y'all, I promise you, it was smooth. We didn't have no issues. We had 0 issues. She's not on my do not bid list. I don't have any issues with Dakota. And it's just crazy how these other flight attendants, 4 flight attendants, said that they don't want to work with her and had all these wild stories, and I don't have a wild story. Now, what I will say with that trip is that I didn't experience any bad energy with Dakota, even though there were so many horrible stories about her. What I will say is that I did my best to go on with an open mind, and I was very cautious of what I was doing to make sure that I'm not doing something that may make this person become reactive or have an attitude or anything like that. So I was kind of like to myself, but also this Dakota had a very warm, welcoming introduction, and she gave me a gift. So I'm just like, why would I be mean, you know? Now, I don't know if the other flight attendants that I work with were told that she's popular on do not bid list, so they came in with their guard up and an attitude and things like that, and that may have triggered a bad experience if you're already thinking that, oh, this person is going to be horrible to work with, so I'm just going to come in with a bad attitude. I'm thankful that I didn't do that. 2, Dakota did say that she likes to hear herself talk, and one thing that I can appreciate that is that she let me know up front, because she did make a lot of extra announcements that were not needed, but she already forewarned me that she likes to hear herself talk. So I cannot be mad at anybody who provides me with a disclaimer of themselves. You know those people who say like they're a butthole and they're like joking, but like every joke has a little truth in it, and they're letting you know up front, like, yeah, I'm cocky or I'm X, Y, and Z. Yeah, let me know up front so I know what to expect and not be shocked and be like, you're being weird or you're being annoying. No, if you give me a heads up, there's no reason for me to be shocked. So I will say that Dakota is animated, respectfully, but she gave me that disclaimer. She told me that she likes to hear herself talk. So when she was giving all those announcements, I wasn't annoyed. I was like, oh, she's doing what she said she does. Makes sense. Makes sense. People really tell you who they are up front, so I can't be mad at that. Now, the last point I want to make is that I only had 2 legs with Dakota. Those 2 legs were smooth. We didn't get into any drama. Nothing bad happened. I don't know what a trip would be like if I was working with Dakota for, let's say, a 4-day trip or a 3-day trip. That's a whole different story. But I can only speak for the trip that I had with her for 2 days, and I have no complaints. The very last point I want to make is that I don't know if Dakota is subscribed to my YouTube channel, because I've made that post in real time. So she could have been subscribed and she was just like, okay, let me be nice. So I'm like, that could be an idea too. So I don't know. What I will say is that if anyone gives you a list of people that they don't like to work with, please take it with a grain of salt, because every day is a new day. Who knows? Dakota could know that she's high on the do not bid list, and she may have changed her behavior. Maybe she just had a bad day working with all those people. Maybe those people triggered her. So many different scenarios that it doesn't make sense for me to just be out the gate rude and have an attitude with her when I know nothing about her. I've never worked with her before. Like, it's just best to keep an open mind. So that's all I got for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Also, let me know in the comments what type of content would you like to see in the future, and I will talk to you guys later.